welcome back to Purely Walking. It's me, Ellie, again, and today we're going to be doing the second video of the series about costs of living in the Dominican Republic, particularly here in Santo Domingo, the capital of the country. In this video specifically, I'm going to be covering the types of transportation that you can find here in the city and the approximate prices for each one. And that way you can tell which one better fits your lifestyle, your needs, and your budget. But before we begin, let me ask you to please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. My name is Ellie and I give you walking tours all around my hometown of Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. And of course, whenever I travel, I take you around the world with me. Transportation that I'm going to mention in this video is definitely the subway. If you didn't know, here in Santo Domingo we have a recently built subway, and it's actually still being built as new lines are being made. Another thing I think you don't know about the subway here in Santo Domingo is the fact that they are extending it all the way to Los Alcarrizos, which is a small sector of town that is quite far away from Distrito Nacional. So people from Los Alcarrizos are going to be able to travel around the entire city of Santo Domingo with the subway. There are only 2 lines of the subway, and there's also a railway, so that's a pretty important thing. But the best thing about our subway is the fact that it is so inexpensive. It only costs 20 pesos of a one-way ticket to go on the subway. Also, there are plans to make a subway station from Santo Domingo to Santiago, which is like the second main city in the entire country. I'm super excited about that one, and I'm sure gonna give you a tour of that one when it is built. Mode of transportation, if you're an international viewer, you're probably not going to understand very well, but it's called Carro Publico, public cars. These are little cars that have specific routes around the main avenue, so they go up and down the avenue. When you get into the car, you pay the driver and he drops you off specifically where you tell him along that same avenue. An important tidbit of the Carro Publico is that it's not very glamorous at all. People are stuck there like sardines. They would fit, I think it's like 6 people in a single sedan normal car, and the cars are usually the older kind, so it's not specifically good for you if you are trying to look glamorous and good when you go to work and you don't want to be sweaty and all that stuff. The Carro Publico is definitely your way to go if you're looking for something much more inexpensive and you don't care about the glamour of the way you're traveling. The amount they charge for Carro Publico varies depending on the route, but I believe they charge around 35 pesos. The next mode of transportation is definitely the most glamorous, but by far the more expensive one, and that is obviously to get your own vehicle and drive it around town. Now, when it comes to having your own car and driving it around town to get to where you want to be, there is something very important you must know. Santo Domingo gets a lot of traffic jams. Gasoline prices here in the Dominican Republic are more expensive than other places in the world. And here right now, as the day I'm filming this video, gasoline prices for 1 regular gallon of gasoline is about 274 pesos, and that is the equivalent of around $5 US. Another cool way you can get around town is by Uber. Here in the Dominican Republic, I believe in most of the national territory, you do have access to Uber. So you just download the app, put in your location, and you would be able to drive Uber around town. Now, something that I will say is the fact that I don't believe here in Santo Domingo we have the Uber pool, but we do have Uber motorcycles. So if you like motoconchos, which is like a motor taxi, Uber has that integrated into its platform here in the Dominican Republic. Speaking of motor taxis, that is another mode of transportation here in Santo Domingo that is extremely popular. It's basically a man on a motorcycle and the passengers would go on the back and you pay a fee for him to take you to point A to point B. It's exactly like a taxi cab, but on a motorcycle, which becomes way less expensive and a little bit more dangerous. So the motor taxis here in Santo Domingo, it varies the cost depending on how far you're going, but basically you can get a motor taxi on average price for about 50 pesos, which is less than $1 US. Another way you can get around town is called the OMSA, which is the public bus system. It is a huge green buses. They have their routes. I am going to put on the screen the cost of the OMSA right now because it has varied in the recent years, but it is, you know, your standard bus system. Speaking about buses, there are these informal buses here called voladoras. They go really fast and they go from sector to sector or even city to city. So these voladoras charge a flat rate. I'm going to put it on the screen as well, but it is a way of transportation that is not that glamorous because just like Carro Publico's voladoras get you all squingled up in one vehicle and they drive crazily around town, and they are also, for the most part, not very modern. All in all, you guys, Santo Domingo is a city full of possibilities and different ways of transportation for you to get around the best way that you want. So, what do you think? What's your preferred way of transportation in your country? And if you live here in the Dominican Republic, what is your favorite mode of transportation here? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you guys. So this is me signing out from sunny Santo Domingo. I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.